You're a business and you've identified your customers are baby boomers. These are folk who were born between the years of 1946 and 1964. We've created this video in 2024, so right now that means boomers are around 60 to 78 years old. Essentially, they're our pensioners. In this video, we're going to discuss everything you need to know if you're going to put together a marketing strategy that targets this age group. But just so you know, this video was created for UK-based businesses, so it may not reflect the baby boomers that are local to you. There's also an entire, downloadable, totally free guide regarding this subject over on our website, which you can access using the link in the description. Here at NTG, we're really passionate about marketing training, so if you'd like to enhance the marketing impact of your business, consider checking out the apprenticeships we offer for training your new and current staff too. Now let's get straight to it. Understanding the worldviews of your target market is crucial for several reasons, as it directly influences your ability to connect with and effectively market to your audience. Having an in-depth knowledge of these perspectives allows you to tailor your message to resonate with the values, beliefs, and priorities of your target market, and in turn ensure that your communication is relevant and relatable. Baby boomers were born immediately following the end of World War II, the most significant upheaval of society and humankind we've ever known. In the UK, soldiers returned home to start families, people finally began to feel settled and secure, and slowly the UK economy began to recover, increasing the living standards of many. The era began with the hope and optimism of victory and ended with huge civil rights victories. Baby boomers were born into a world of mass societal change, economic prosperity, technological revolution, and the birth of modern media. In fact, this generation saw the dawn of the teenager. Previous generations didn't really have a stage between childhood and adulthood, but with the widespread uptake of compulsory education, many young people were brought together in a way that helped them develop their own culture entirely. In the 1960s, this generation would be the first to experience the marketing frenzy caused by the boy band. They even got to read the UK's first teen publication, Jackie magazine, which launched in 1964. Many more would enter their formative years in the 1970s. Their parents could never have dreamed of the opportunities their children would have. The government took responsibility for housing the victory babies, entering a building boom from 1964 to the late 1970s. They eradicated most of what was left of the pre-war slums and created a clean, efficient and hopeful place. Not quite a city, and no longer the countryside. Yep, we're talking about the suburbs. Public transport was efficient. The high street was blossoming with every new shop you could possibly need, and technology was accelerating. It's no surprise some boomers are angry nowadays. Imagine seeing the decline of that. That said, in the UK, boomers certainly experienced their fair share of economic hardship, but it was markedly split in terms of whether you were working class or not. The economic downturn in 1974 was short-lived, but a foreshadowing of things to come for northerners and those working in mining and manufacturing. The educated young, women and those from previously segregated races had increasingly overwhelming influence, buying power and disposable income. Post-war, advertising moguls started to recognise it was women who had much of the household buying power, even if they weren't the ones directly bringing in a paycheck. For the first time, this generation could consume worldwide culture, thanks to the TV, the radio, and the beginnings of post-colonial worldwide trade and air travel. They'd also witnessed the dawn of modern marketing and a golden age of advertising. Baby boomers have an attitude of hard work and determination pays off, which has been drilled into them from previous wartime generations. And they've experienced a world of opportunity ahead of them. They were born into a time when most people in the UK didn't have indoor plumbing, and then they went on to live through the dawn of modern experiences we take for granted. The TV, the computer, the internet, the dawn of social media, the rise of mass commerce, and more. We've just discussed the foundational history that's influenced the baby boomer generation, but now let's consider how culture has affected them and how they behave in modern times. As a marketer, it's important to know this as it's going to affect how you design your strategy to be more appealing, relatable, and trustworthy. Every generation has a period in their life where they're the most susceptible psychologically to being influenced by the culture around them. For example, it's widely agreed that between the ages of 14 and 16 is when we first develop our own music autonomy, so the bands we listen to and love at that age will stay with us for life. It's around the same age period, namely our teens and early adulthood, that we start to form our own opinions on the culture surrounding us. Baby boomers would have been highly impacted by the dawn of Beatlemania in the 1960s, and in the UK they were witnessing groundbreaking films such as 1968's A Space Odyssey. and the really dramatic and rebellious change in fashions led by the mods and rockers. Celebs like Twiggy and Bob Dylan, who rose to fame in the 60s, are still quite influential today, and many of this generation enjoy seeing celebrities from their youth on television. Those who came of age in the 1970s were split by the pop music of bands like ABBA, or were experimenting with the early days of alternative rock, with bands like Pink Floyd. They'd either be glittering in their disco flares or calling for peace as an original hippie. With influencers like Cher, Olivia Newton-John and Bianca Jagger at the forefront of pop culture, you can bet your 1970s grandma went through a lot of hairspray. Nowadays, the UK opinion poll website YouGov marks baby boomers as the only generation that is still more likely to vote Conservative in the upcoming election. They still make up the largest proportion of broadcast television watchers, but although they're more likely to be reading the Daily Mail, even they have been affected by the general trend towards dropping paper publications. Out of all the UK age groups, it's boomers aged 60 to 64 that hold the highest levels of household wealth, with their accounts, pensions and property coming in at a whopping average of £623,000. This gives them enormous economic buying power, but regardless of consistently being one of the generations with the highest voter turnout, their political influence has diminished in recent years. The upcoming election in the UK marks the first time that millennials will outnumber baby boomers in terms of population numbers. Okay, so now we know how baby boomers tick. Let's consider the platforms that are potentially the most effective places to market to them. It's fair to initially think that a digital marketing strategy isn't a great way to get the message out to this generation, but actually 55% of baby boomers use Facebook, and 42% of them overall claim to use a mobile device to browse social media. A great way to run a successful social media campaign is to focus in on boomer values such as family or working with elements of nostalgia. Boomers also appreciate active engagement, so be sure to regularly ask for the opinions and thoughts of your social media followers and build genuine rapport with them in the comments. Socials aside, a whopping 79% of boomers are fairly tech literate, as they claim to use their mobile devices for browsing the internet. That means it's important to make your website really accessible if you're targeting this age group. Content marketing is important here. It's all about building trust, as boomers tend to be wary of online commitments. Use social signals, put a face to your product, and don't use too much marketing spiel. 67% of this generation get their news from national broadcast TV, but only 38% prefer regional news shows. Local PR campaigns may have been a strong marketing strategy in the past, but it's less likely to be successful at reaching a broad market of boomers. However, if you're a local business, this could still be worth your time if you can get some free PR coverage. According to YouGov, baby boomers truly believe they're not susceptible to ads. Only 18% say they pay attention to TV ads, and a meager 7% are interested in social media ads. This comes back to an aspect of trust, so you'd be better off building your strategy around genuine, relatable, and engaging content. If you're marketing to baby boomers, it's almost certainly going to pay dividends if you get your business out into the community, running events and local schemes designed to showcase the fact that your business truly cares and values the money boomers spend towards it. Constructing a marketing strategy that has a high chance of appealing to baby boomers fundamentally needs to work on building trust, being accessible, and being truly multi-channel. By multi-channel, we mean you're going to need to integrate your offline marketing strategy with your online marketing strategy. We'd start by making sure we have a friendly and recognizable content lead at the forefront of our strategy. This person needs to be the face of your business. They should ensure the tone of the content they create is professional but friendly and very empathetic. You could then use this content lead to create videos for your social media that break down barriers to entry for your potential baby boomer customers. Consider showing a breakdown of every step of the buying process within your business, from initial contact to online purchase, to delivery and product setup. These videos can also be used to build trust. Tell your baby boomers the ways in which they can be confident shopping with you, and reassure them with guarantees, reviews, and testimonials from previous customers. You should follow up with the same recognizable cues on your website. If you're not a recognizable brand, a potential boomer customer may still need a little more convincing. You can do this by inviting those who interact with your online presence to opportunities to connect with a person from your business. This may be as simple as arranging a friendly sales call, or if you're a local business, it could be an opportunity to attend an event and meet a representative. Just ensure that if you're asking for that extra level of effort, you follow it up with a reward, such as an exclusive discount or a freebie. Aftercare should be a big part of boomer-focused marketing strategy too. Baby boomers can be incredibly loyal and are less likely to shop around once they're happy with the service given. It can really pay dividends to implement a business process of follow-up calls for those who have made a purchase, strong customer support that's easy to access, or exclusive deals for those who make repeat purchases. That's everything we have for today, but if you found this guide interesting, be sure to subscribe to our channel, as we'll be creating videos on the topics of marketing to Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z too. Not to mention, we have plenty of other resources for business owners. We are NTG Training. We're an apprenticeship provider that specialises in marketing training. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.